Hi, this is Pierre Delacote working at Planet Technologies. So, you just launched Teams. What is the first thing you need to do? So, you need to change some settings. So, three ways to have access to the settings. Either you go in your picture and you click on Settings, or you go in the taskbar, you right click and you go on Settings, or you search for, let's say you don't have Teams open, you search for Teams, and you go in Settings. Okay? Pretty cool. Then what do you have in Settings? So you have how you want to, what theme do you want, what theme you want. So the normal theme is the white one. You see, I like better the dark theme. You know why? Because it's better for the planet, because you don't consume that much of energy. You don't have a lot of light. So since I work for Planet, I'm using the dark theme here. Um, then you can, and I really encourage you to auto start the application. So when you're starting the computer, Teams is there right away. Um, and that's about it for the general settings. For the privacy, you don't really have to change that. You might want to be disturbed from a bunch of people like your manager, so you can add the really important people that you allow to disturb you, even if you're in a do not disturb mode. Let's go back to my settings. So we did the privacy, the notification. I think that's the main important part. If you don't want to be over notified, then it's here when you need to uh, set your uh, mentions. How do you want to be mentioned? Through a banner. So a banner, it's a pop-up window or an email or both. So, and when you want to be mentioned by banner or by an email. So here are all the options. You need to figure out when you want to be mentioned, when you want to get a notification, and then what kind of a notification. So maybe at first you want to be mentioned for everything, and you'll see after a while when there's a lot of people who are using Teams, you might not want to be notified all the time for everything, and in maybe not in every way. So you will work with that. You will play with the notification. It's probably an area where you have to come back after a while when you're using it and there's more and more end users in your organization that are using Teams. Then there's a device. So here, typically you need to define what kind of device you're using, and you need to check if it's working. So if you're using headsets just like me right now, you can also, if you have several webcams, here I have my front webcam, and I can also use a virtual webcam, which is a snapshot filter, where I can have a hat suddenly on top of my head. So you can define that here. Um, the permission, I encourage you to put everything on, even the location, so that people can know where you are, especially in this time of COVID-19. It's good to know that you're safe home, but you also want to explain that to tell team that it can access to your camera, microphone, and speakers, obviously. And if you have the ability to call through Teams, which is not the case for everybody, that's where um, you're dealing with all the parameters, all the settings on how you what ringtone you want, how you want to forward your calls, if you need to forward your calls, and so on. But mainly, it's general notification and device where you're gonna play with, starting with the settings. Hope you enjoy it.